Welcome to Coach's Corner, the Good and Faithful Servant Show with the star of the show, Kerry Goode, every Monday night. Kerry and I deep dive into his book, Good and Faithful Servant. This show is brought to you by Sandy Sansing Chevrolet. Go by and see all the folks here in Pensacola. Go see John Lasseter. Tell them Coach Tripp sent you. They also have a dealership in Milton and Foley in Baldwin County. Every Monday night, Kerry and I take a chapter out of his book. He breaks up his book into 196 days, 196 short chapters. We're on actually day 150. It's episode 57. As most of you know by now, Kerry has ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, cannot move a muscle, even lost his vocal cords. But he blinks his words into a computer and with AI technology spits it out into his own voice. And he is wisdom filled. This is a dynamic, difficult subject tonight. So, strap on and get ready for the ride. These are all in Kerry's words. I just asked the questions, and let's get started. Good and Faithful Servant. This is titled, How Do You See Yourself? Do you like yourself? How do you see yourself? When you look in the mirror, do you smile at your amazing reflection, or do you cringe at the imperfections and turn away? Most people really don't like themselves. Some of them know it, while others don't realize that the root of so many of their problems comes from not liking yourself. Your relationship with yourself is very important. You spend more time with yourself than anyone, and it is vital that you get along with yourself. Remember, the only person you cannot get away from. We all know how agonizing it is to work day after day with that someone we don't get along with, but at least that person doesn't come home with us at night. We can't get away from ourselves, not even for a second. So it's utmost important that we have peace with ourselves. Self-hate and self-rejection will make you feel that nobody really loves you or accepts you. You figure that if nobody else loves you, then why should I love myself? Because you think others don't love you, you feel that you must not be worthy of love. The truth is, you've got to love yourself first. How you feel about yourself is how you present yourself to others. We may be flawed by unfortunate experiences we've gone through, but that doesn't mean we're unlovable. How others see you means everything. Don't believe everything you think. As a man thinketh his heart, so he is. Song of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 7 says, You are altogether beautiful, my love. There is no flaw in you. All right, KJ, here's my first question. And I know you'll be right on target with this, but, you say, KJ, in here that some people don't realize that the root of so many of their problems comes from not liking yourself. Explain why it isn't so important to like yourself, KJ.
Welcome back, everyone, to Coach's Corner with Paul Tripoli, your host, my friend, my teammate, and the man responsible for letting me near a microphone again. And then Kerry Goode, the guy Paul found holding court on a park bench, giving life advice to strangers, squirrels, pigeons, and one man who only stopped because he thought I was selling ribs. Paul said, Kerry, you want to come on Coach's Corner? I said, Paul, I have already been coaching the whole park for free. I might as well take my ministry indoors before somebody asks me to validate parking. So welcome back, y'all. We are glad you tuned in. Get comfortable, because today we are talking about how you see yourself, and that is a dangerous subject because some folks look in the mirror and see a masterpiece, and some folks look in the mirror like they just opened the refrigerator and forgot what they came for. Oh, it is important to like yourself because you are the only person you are stuck with 24 hours a day. You can leave a bad job. You can change seats at a restaurant. You can stop answering certain phone calls. You can pretend you did not see somebody in Walmart, which is a spiritual gift all by itself, but you cannot get away from you. Wherever you go, there you are. And let me tell you something. If you do not like yourself, life turns into a road trip with somebody you cannot stand, and they are sitting in the passenger seat eating boiled eggs with the windows up. That is misery. Oh, you wake up with yourself. You go to sleep with yourself. You ride in the car with yourself. You sit in silence with yourself. And if you do not have peace inside, every room becomes crowded, even when nobody else is in it. A lot of people think their problem is everybody else. They say, nobody likes me, nobody respects me, nobody appreciates me. But sometimes the real issue is not that people do not see your value. Sometimes it is that you have been carrying yourself like damaged merchandise on aisle 7, marked down, pushed to the back, leaning next to a broken toaster. But God did not create you for the clearance rack. You may have scars. You may have mistakes. You may have pain. You may have been through seasons that made you question everything, but that does not make you worthless. That makes you human. And Paul, I have learned something fighting ALS. When your body starts taking things from you, you better know who you are beyond what you can do. Because if my value was based on walking, talking, running, coaching, or picking up a fork without turning dinner into a crime scene, I would be in trouble. But I am not valuable because of what still works. I am valuable because God said I am. That means I can look in the mirror and say, well, this body may be acting like a used lawnmower from 1987, but the man inside still has purpose, still has joy, still has humor, and apparently still has enough mouth to get invited back on this show. So yes, Paul, you have to like yourself, not in an arrogant way, not walking around like you are the grand marshal of the me, myself, and I prayed, but in a healthy way. You have to be able to say, I am flawed, but I am still worthy. I am healing, but I am still lovable. I am not perfect, but I am still God's creation. Because when you do not like yourself, you start asking broken people to prove your value. And that is like asking a blind man to judge a beauty contest. You will stay hurt, confused, and underappreciated. But when you finally make peace with yourself, you stop begging people to give you what God already placed inside you. You stop needing applause just to breathe. You stop letting opinions drive your emotional bus. And trust
Mhm.
me, some folks do not need to be driving anything. Not your emotions, not your confidence, not even a shopping cart at Kroger. So the bottom line is this, Paul, liking yourself is not selfish. It is survival. You cannot love people well while hating the person God assigned you to live with every day. And that person is you. So look in the mirror, smile at that reflection. Even if your hairline has resigned, your knees sound like bubble wrap, and your body has filed several complaints with management, you are still here. You are still loved. You are still beautiful in God's eyes. And if God has not given up on you, do not you dare start treating yourself like yesterday's leftovers.
Wow. KG covered so much in that. Holy mackerel. Let me touch on a couple points that KG talked about. If you're sitting in a room by yourself and you don't like yourself, the room becomes crowded, even when nobody's in it. Wow, think about that. You have to like yourself, not in an arrogant way, but in a healthy way. He says, be able to say I'm flawed and but I'm still worthy. You're God's creation. I'm healing, but I'm still lovable. ALS has taken my body movements away, but I'm still valuable. I still have purpose. I still have joy, and evidently still voice enough to be on this show. Oh, yes, you do, KG. If you do not like yourself, says you start asking broken people to see your value, and that is like asking a blind man to judge a beauty contest. Wow, think about that. If you make peace with yourself, other people don't drive your emotions. Some people can't even drive a grocery cart. Oh my God. You make it hilarious, man. All right, so let's move on to the second question. KG answers two questions from every chapter of his book, and then he summarizes and closes the show. Here's my second question for you, Kerry. Being mistreated or going through an unfortunate experience doesn't mean we're unlovable. The older I get, the less I care about what others think of me. I admit it has taken me a while to arrive at this conclusion. But KG, how do we balance humility and self-confidence?
Now let's get into question 2 before the ducks come looking for me again. Being mistreated or going through an unfortunate experience does mean we're unlovable. The older I get, the less I care about what others think of me. It took me a while to get here. How do we balance humility and self-confidence? Well, this right here is the spiritual seesaw of life. Humility on one side, confidence on the other, and you in the middle trying not to fall off and embarrass yourself in front of people who already think you can't balance anyway. Here is the truth. Humility is knowing you ain't perfect. Confidence is knowing you still valuable. Humility is saying, I don't know everything. Confidence is saying, but I know enough to walk in the room like I belong there. Humility is whispering, I could be wrong. Confidence is adding, but I probably ain't. Balancing the two is simple. You just gotta remember this. Humility keeps you grounded. Confidence keeps you going. If you got confidence with no humility, you become that person who thinks they invented oxygen. If you got humility with no confidence, you become that person apologizing to the automatic doors for opening too slow. You need both. And the older you get, the more you realize folks' opinions don't pay your bills, don't heal your heart, and don't keep your joy charged. You stop caring what they think because you finally understand they're trying to figure themselves out too. Half the people judging you can't even manage their own Wi-Fi connection. So how do you balance it? You stay humble enough to learn, but confident enough to shine. You stay humble enough to admit mistakes, but confident enough not to live in them. You stay humble enough to listen, but confident enough to speak. And most importantly, you stay humble enough to know God made you, but confident enough to know He didn't make no mistakes. If you want, I can roll right into question 3 with the same comedy and fire.
Holy cow. All right, let's go over a couple of these points, man. Here's how you balance both humility and self-confidence. He called it the spiritual seesaw of life. Humility is knowing you're imperfect. Confidence is knowing you're still valuable. Humility is saying you don't know everything. Confidence is saying I know enough to belong here. Humility is keeping you grounded. Confidence is keeping you going. Confidence without humility, you are that person that thinks they invented the sun. Oxygen. Humility without confidence, and you apologize when it's not your doing. Holy cow. Let's go over the closing and the summary Kerry has for the show, and let's hear how he wraps it up.
Y'all, we are wrapping up another episode of Coach's Corner with Paul Tripoli and me, the man he rescued from a park bench where I was giving TED Talks to squirrels and counseling pigeons through emotional crises. I was out there telling a chipmunk to believe in himself when Paul said, Kerry, come do that on the show. And here we are. We started off with question 1, where we talked about why liking yourself is so important. And I told y'all straight up, you can't escape you. You can run from people, block people, move states, change your name to Uncle Peanut, and start a new life selling boiled peanuts at the flea market. But you still gotta wake up with you every morning. So you might as well like the person brushing your teeth. And question 2 came in hot, asking how to balance humility and self-confidence. And I explained that humility keeps you from acting like you invented sunlight, and confidence keeps you from apologizing to automatic doors for opening too slow. You need both so you can walk through life like a grounded superstar, not a confused extra. Now let me close this thing out with something strong enough to make your spirit shout and your stomach hurt from laughing. Listen, at the end of the day, you gotta love yourself like you're the last biscuit at grandma's house. You gotta treat yourself like you're the limited edition item behind the glass with the alarm on it. You gotta walk around knowing you are chosen, loved, valuable, and built with purpose. Even if life has knocked you around like a shopping cart with a crooked wheel, stop letting other people's opinions rent space in your head. Evict them, change the locks, put up a sign that says, no negativity allowed. Violators will be escorted out by security and a choir singing you tried it. And remember this right here. You are altogether beautiful, my love. There is no flaw in you. So go ahead and like yourself, love yourself, hype yourself up. And if your reflection ever catches you off guard, wink at it like you just saw something fine. Coach's Corner is officially closed for today, but don't worry, we will be back.
We'll be back next week for sure, KG. Unbelievable, man. You hit a home run every time. All right. You score a TD every single week on the show. Humility and confidence. Yeah, quite a balance. Kerry tells you how to balance it and how to love yourself. He tells you right here on the show. I hope you got something out of it. I do every single week. He makes me laugh, cry, and think every week. Oh, that's a full week. That's a full day, Jimmy V said, right? Everybody have a great sports week. Hope you got off to a good night today, a good day on Monday. If you like it, share it. Go to my YouTube channel, subscribe. It's free. And hope you guys have a great one. God bless you all. Stay tuned for these important messages. Without these great sponsors, this show wouldn't happen. So long, everybody.
When it comes to buying your next car, truck, or SUV, you need a team that puts you first. Here at the Sandy Sansing dealerships, we're proud to serve Pensacola and the Gulf Coast with the best selection, trusted service, and deals that work for your family. Just like great coaches build great teams, Sandy Sansing builds lasting relationships with every customer who walks through our doors. Because when it comes to finding your next vehicle, there's only one name to remember. Sandy Sansing can.
30 years, you have seen the orange Beck signs all over the Gulf Coast listing a property for sale or lease. Beck Partners is your trusted advisor in commercial real estate, property management, commercial and personal insurance. Senior Vice President David Valletto has been with Beck Partners since 1989. Take advantage of his wealth of knowledge by calling him today at 982-7352. 982-7352. Extensive experience in all aspects of leasing, sales, management, and site selection will make sure your expectations are exceeded.
My name is Steve Reynolds. I'm the manager and owner of Cordova Lanes, and we help keep your mind out of the gutter. Cordova Lanes is part of the community of Pensacola. Being here for 43 years, we've entertained more people than any other bowling center in the city. We sell fun for a living. Cordova Lanes is located at 2111 Airport Boulevard in Pensacola, behind Cordova Mall. Come on out and see us at Cordova Lanes Bowling Center. Thank you.
Arbitrium Consulting for all your fencing, landscaping, pressure washing, tree trimming needs. Call 850-483-0350 for your free estimates. Serving Pensacola, Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, Destin, Perdido, Gulf Shores, Foley, and the entire Gulf Coast. Arbitrium Consulting is owner-operated, fully licensed and insured. Call today, 850-483-0350, the official landscaper of Coach's Corner.
Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on your home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Will Rentschler is your go-to agent in Pensacola, Florida for the service you deserve at the price that you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Will Rentschler has you covered. Call 850-433-4678 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Legal disclaimer, individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.